Hello. Hey y'all, how's it going? And welcome to, oh no, this is why you can't have your head in there, buddy, because I'm going to hit you. Hey y'all, how's it going? Welcome to a brand new series that I am calling Movie Monday. Yes, I am doing movie reviews now, except I am doing movie reviews of books that I have already previously read. A few months ago, I finished reading Where the Crawdads Sing. Where the Crawdads Sing has been made into a movie as of last summer, and I almost went to the theater to go watch it, but I stopped myself and I said, no, I've been wanting to do movie reviews for a very long time, and so I held out for you guys. But now it is on Netflix, and so I am going to take a listen. I'm gonna take a listen. I'm gonna watch the movie. If you want to see more of this movie watching series where I compare the movies to the books and I see which one is better, because yes, that is what I'm doing. I am absolutely judging it. Then please make sure to hit the like button, and also make sure to go watch the video where I did my book review on Where the Crawdads Sing. For those of you who don't exactly know how I'm going to rate this, I'm basically going to try and catch as many differences inside of the movie versus the movie and the book that I can. But that is not necessarily going to be a bad thing. It's not like I'm going to dock points because the movie is different from the book, because every single movie that is based on a book has differences. And sometimes they actually are better, in my opinion. Once again, this review is just all my opinion. So all that matters is what I think of it. Also, I think that these sessions are going to be a little bit more irreverent than my usual AuthorTube, BookTube vlog, so just get comfortable with it. Now, I will say that this will probably have a lot of spoilers. I try really hard in my book reviews to make sure that there aren't spoilers so that people can enjoy reading the book. You can't really get away with it with watching an entire movie and reacting to it. So, I'm all ready. I've got my popcorn, and I am ready to watch this movie. I'm very excited for this.
Marsh is not swamp. Marsh is a space of light, where grass grows in water, and water flows into the sky.
I definitely thought that a marsh was a swamp. Oh, that ocean looks so pretty.
Then within the marsh, true swamp.
Oh, so the marsh turns into a swamp eventually. They just have to go more inland? I think they explained this in the book and I am just forgetting about it. My boy fell. I feel like that scene would be a lot more gruesome than it actually is. I understand this is a PG-13 movie, but if we're gonna get into logistics, and if he fell from that far, that's not gonna look good. That's not gonna look good at all. There's gonna be splat there, if you know what I mean.
You make with the Chase Andrews case, Tom? Oh, I'm retired. That's none of my business anyway.
I don't remember this guy. I think that's a difference. I'm gonna have to look it up later though.
Been that one that lives out in the marsh. Crazy enough about anything. You know, poor Chase Andrews had something going on down in that marsh.
Ah, so gossipy. I hate them.
Look at all these feathers.
I don't know why that made me laugh so much. I think it's just the way. I think it's just the way that he grabbed it. Hold on, let's go back and look at that really quick.
Look at all these feathers.
What is this? Look at all these feathers.
Probable cause, Sheriff.
What? Doesn't make any sense. He literally just looked into the house and said probable cause. The only way that somebody could have probable cause is if they have evidence, right? I feel like they can't just take the town's gossip and then take it seriously, especially when they have had little to no evidence of this happening. They didn't even bother to interview these women that were talking about it. This is already extremely infuriating. What? Okay, so in the very beginning, there is a thread that is found that did not come from Chase's body. They literally looked into her house, saw that she had a red cap, went on this wild goose chase after this town's gossip, saw it in the house, thought it was okay to go into the house and grab the cap. I don't know how stuff went on back in like late 60s, but all of this just sounds like really poor police work. I don't know who hired these guys, but they are not doing a good job. Curious if they're gonna catch her, because if they do, this is definitely much more different than the book. Yeah, I don't think you're gonna catch. Oh yeah, there's no way they're gonna catch her now. Dang! Badass! Wait a minute! That is 100% different from the book. I know for a fact that that part is different, because the way that they did it in the book, I think I actually like better, because they actually had to come up with a plan to draw her in. I'm sure that they're just trying to save time. I mean, this movie is like 2 hours and 5 minutes. I really don't think a girl that has lived in the marsh her whole entire life would be easily captured in her home territory by policemen that barely know the area. Oh! Maybe that was in the book. This guy might be her lawyer, but I don't know if they introduced him this early. In the first few chapters, when they are talking about Chase Andrews' death, they do go over some people talking in a cafe and the policeman overhearing some gossip, but I didn't know if the lawyer was there before. But I think that that's a really, really great way to introduce him, because we don't meet the lawyer until towards the middle of the book when we go through all of Kaya's childhood and backstory. So he was not the police chief, he's a lawyer.
Do you have family that you might want to come be with?
He's so nice. That's a good shot. Okay, whoever they found as the actress for young Kaya, so cute.
Hey, Tate!
It's Tate!
How many times I told you not to mess in my goddamn boat? You hear me?
Go frickin' Tate! Ah! Whoa. I know that in the book they describe Pa would hit Ma, she had bruises. It hits a little different when you see it happen. Very glad they included all of the other kids in the family, because I was really worried that they were only going to have Jody be one of the kids. And I'm really glad that they stuck to that original, because they easily could have not hired 3 extra kids that eventually in the story just don't serve a lot of purpose and she doesn't see them again. But I'm glad that they did for a very specific reason. I feel like she had to have hurt her kid. I feel like that would have made me turn right back around. But I don't have kids, so apparently I can't say jack about it.
Then finally, Jody.
To this day, I don't necessarily understand why Jody couldn't have just taken Kaya. The situations that I hear in which siblings are in a very abusive situation and they leave, they can't bear the thought of their sibling dealing with the same pain and abuse that they did. Also, the reason that I thought that it was really important that they added in the other siblings, because if it was just her and Jody, I feel like it would be even more likely that Jody would take her with him because they relied on each other so much. But having the older siblings, there was a little bit of disbursement. I know that the story wouldn't work if Kaya wasn't left by herself in the marsh, but I still feel like it's not entirely accurate. But I've never been in a situation where I had to be a person protecting my siblings from adults. Give him a hug. Hug him. Yay! Yeah, at least he said goodbye. Oh, I would love that. Just going out on the boat by myself as a kid, looking at all the animals.
Damn you for leaving me here, Jody!
True. Oh, Tate!
You okay?
You're so precious! I don't know if you guys could tell, but I am Team Tate all the way.
It's okay. I get lost all the time.
Oh, I love this boy.
See me again?
Oh my gosh, this kid is precious. Look at him. I feel like a lot of people have a soft spot for older people. If a kid is as polite and sweet and precious as this, that's my kryptonite. I'm like, kid, you can have literally whatever you want. I'm gonna apologize in advance. I'm just gonna keep on eating popcorn until it's gone. Jumpin'!
Dangerous world, isn't it? It is.
Yeah, it's a dangerous world as you're like smacking everyone in the house. Mabel! I want to go over to her house. I want her to make me a meal and dessert and have her tuck me into my bed. Do I want Mabel to be my mom? This woman, just seeing this woman makes me feel like comforted. Like she'll take care of me. She'll do a damn good job of it too.
You know if they publish the school lunch menu in the papers?
That's a good point. Aww, so cute. All of these people giving Kaya decency. I'm like, oh my gosh, they're absolute angels. No, they're just literally not leaving her and not the worst. What? She looks so cute. Her hair is so long. It's so pretty. Aw.
I think you've got yourself turned around the wrong way, little lady. You've just as much of a right to be there. Go on.
Is that the lawyer?
Spell dog. G-O-D.
The thing is, you got all the freaking right letters. Come on. Kids are ruthless, man. Which is why I made it specific that kids don't melt my heart. Kids that are nice and decent melt my heart. Because kids can be mean.
That was the
No.
only day I ever spent in school.
Take! What? Kaya, if I was you, I'd kill him in his sleep. He's passed out drunk most of the time anyway.
Can't trust nobody.
Including you.
My whole army.
Mayo.
My whole army knapsack.
Army knapsack. I'm glad that they did add in that detail. I'm not exactly sure if it was specifically him giving her his old army bag, but Kaya mentioned several times that he is a war veteran and he gets money from being a past war veteran. So even though that was different, I actually kind of like that they throw that in there because it's just like a little sprinkle where you're like, oh, that's why he's abusive. It's because he has PTSD and he drinks because of his PTSD. Because he drinks, he gets violent. Once again, no excuse.
Give it to me.
Don't do it. Oh, you did it.
Oh, stop! Stop it! Stop it!
She ain't never coming back.
Ain't isn't even a real word!
You tell your pa. Just so you know, there's gonna be a lot of feminine rage in this movie for a few reasons, and I'm here for it. No, he burnt all her clothes. Kill him in his sleep. No, not the painting. Oh, she wants to be next to all the animals. Can't imagine how many mosquito bites you would get though.
And there was the small matter of surviving.
Yeah, just a small matter. She's so clever. She knew where those mussels were. What do mussels taste like? I don't believe I've ever had mussels.
Huh? Central?
That is actually something interesting that I think she does a little bit more in the books than she does in the movies. Because whenever people mention, oh, you can ask your ma or you can ask your pa, in the movie she's just quiet. She doesn't say anything. In the book, she actually does actively lie. She says, oh, my dad sent me out to do this. Ma's just out of town for a little while. She tries to bring up reasons why she is there, not for the real reasons that she's there, but obviously Mabel and Jumpin', they don't buy it. Because kids are bad liars.
Maybe back y'all need to leave.
Striking up a business deal.
Ha!
Growing up fast.
Growing up faster than they should. And that's the day they became adoptive parents.
Listen, business.
I'll say that in the back. Inasmuch as ye have done it unto the least of these my brethren, ye have done it unto me.
Preach.
So I thought, be careful.
Wow, she got a bounty. That dress is so pretty.
is charged with the murder in the first degree. In such cases, the state is allowed to seek the death penalty.
I kind of forget how common the death penalty was, especially with cases of murder. I'm wondering if in the 60s and 50s, how common the death penalty was, or if that still was kind of like a pretty intense sentence. Because if it was more intense, then they are actively being prejudiced against somebody who is of a lower status economically than someone who perhaps is of a good economic standing in the town. That's a jury of all men. Practically. Jury is made up of mostly men, and more importantly, men that were of similar stature to the Andrews family.
The state is going to throw a lot of words at you, but I am asking you to look at the evidence that the state will be offering.
Damn straight.
Those words.
Damn straight. Interesting.
Oh. Huh?
Oh my god. Ooh, Mr. Tate. They did a really good job with the kid and the adult actor. They look pretty similar. Yeah, did they like hire his little brother or something? That was pretty impressive.
I know, I figured you'd like the feathers.
She did.
I can't read your note.
I could teach you to read. Okay, so you start with A. Just go ahead and draw that shape right there.
Don't help.
Sure.
Sure.
We could read at my house sometime.
Sometimes I feel so invisible. I wonder if I'm here at all.
You are.
Kiss, 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 kiss. No.
Sure, girl. She's my friend. I bring her books because people in town are so nasty to her she can't go to school.
Damn straight. Is that his shirt? Ah! Girl, you got it bad.
Find group homes that would help keep a young woman out of trouble.
She's not getting into trouble. I think I remember some people looking for her, but I feel like it was more like teachers. And then teachers were threatening to call group homes. I don't know how foster care worked in the 60s and 70s. Now I want to look into that.
I gotta meet somewhere else that's here. Social services are looking for me again.
You can't live alone in the marsh forever.
Watch me.
Tate is a smart man. Come on, come on, come on. Yes, yes, yes. That was like a perfect movie kiss.
Your girlfriend now?
Do you want to be?
The other girls don't know feathers.
Damn straight.
All right then.
Alright then.
That's there always. All right then. Did they mention how old she is? Because that becomes a little important. Her dresses are so freaking cute. I want her dresses. Look at how wild and free they are together. Underwater kiss? Fun fact, underwater kisses suck. They suck for real. I've tried it before. It's not fun. You end up halfway drowning each other. Not ideal. It looks very good in pictures though. Dude, this is like a fairy tale.
Happy birthday, Kai.
Aww. Did she know it was her birthday?
Did you know it was your birthday?
Oh, you gotta get her calendar. What's the difference between a snow goose and a goose? Oh. Do they mention how old she is? Cause that's really important. Are they? Wait a minute. Hold on. Are they not gonna talk about it? I think they will. Don't panic, Jasmine. They're gonna.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I want to. Why not?
I care about you too much. It's more dangerous for you. You understand?
Are they gonna mention she's 15 or not? This is driving me nuts. Because that's one of the big deals in the book. He is like, how much older is Jodie than her? I think Jodie is like 5 years older than her. So Tate and Jodie are the same age, and that's why they were friends, which means that if Kaya is 15 or like 14, 15, he's like 19, 20. So he's above consenting age, and she's not. But they're not mentioning this. They're mentioning this as if she is an adult. This is just her first sexual experience, and he doesn't want to take advantage of her, which is totally fine. But in this case, I don't think that he would be taking advantage of her because she also seems to be consenting. Are they gonna say she's 15 or not? That's a big ass note right there. No, he got into college and now he has to leave. The classic tale.
Stay here.
Do what? I want to get a degree and be something, Kai.
You're never gonna come back.
Yes, I will. You can't run away from every whip stitch.
I don't know what a whip stitch is, but apparently you can't run away from every whip stitch. So apparently whip stitches must not be great. Oh.
One more night.
Okay, well they still have their clothes on, which probably means they did not end up having sex. That's the rule in movies. If they're in the bed without their clothes on, that means they had sex. If they are in the bed with their clothes on, that means they didn't have sex.
It's a list of publishers for all your drawings and notes.
I said it before in my book review, and I'm gonna say it again. Tate is a feminist, and I love that about him. He literally is giving her an opportunity to make more money so that she can provide for herself. What? That's unheard of in the 60s and the 70s.
I could never forget you, Kai.
Yeah, you're pretty unforgettable. Her dresses are so pretty. I want her dresses really bad. I love that she still wears overalls throughout all of this time. She's got a calendar. Look at her putting on makeup. She's gonna wait and he's not gonna be there. That dress is so freaking cute. Oh, she looks so pretty. I'm gonna be so sad when I know what's gonna happen happens. And he didn't come. This is good. No, girl, come on. Don't make it personal about you. These are your drawings. They're not Tate's. She did a really good job in that scene. What they didn't show, and I don't know if they're gonna show this later, Tate actually did come. He came like to where the marsh was, and then he saw her, got spooked, and then left because he felt like he changed too much during the time when he came to see her versus now that he is like in college and focusing on different things. So he thought that they would just be too different, which I did mention in my reading vlog. I felt like that was a little bit of lazy writing. I think it was lazy writing because I don't think that that was in line with Tate's character. I think that the way that they showed it in the film of him not being able to make it for some reason or another, not knowing what that reason is, probably be a little bit better than him coming up and then leaving before she could see him. I just don't feel like he would do that. So I think I actually like this version in the movie better.
All this indicated that someone had destroyed evidence.
This shows here that the low tide was around midnight. So at the time Chase Andrews arrived at the tower, he would have made tracks in the wet mud. You agree that this is possible?
He's good! He's so freaking good. I think that this was also in the book, but now that I'm watching the movie and it's been such a long time since I've read the book, I am now remembering things. Even though I just posted the video about it, a lot of the reading took place a little less than a year ago.
Absence of footprints does not suggest a crime, correct?
Damn straight.
Isn't it true that these grates were left open so often and considered so dangerous? Your office submitted a written request to the U.S. Forest Service. Who wrote this? Shep?
He did.
I did it myself.
Hell yeah. What are they doing at her marsh? She seems very, very close to them. I feel like she wouldn't be this close. And I don't think that they would be that close to her either. I'm sure that it's just because they had to squeeze everybody in to one shot. But still, this is a real beach, right? This doesn't look like a set.
Sorry to startle you. Can I carry that for you? Oh, I'm Chase Andrews.
Yeah, we know. I don't know if it's because I know what happens in the books. He's coming off so likable, but I hate him. And I don't know if anybody else felt this way in the movies. Do you know that kind of nice that just seems like it's for show? Where it seems like on the outside very genuine, but you know, being the person watching this or being the person that is receiving this niceness, you know, it's not all it seems to be. Yeah, he reeks of that. You think you're so cool because you play harmonica? Well, you're not.
How's it feel to bask in the presence of musical genius?
How do people like him? He's already driving me insane. Oh my gosh. I need to calm down.
Oh, that's Norman Scallop.
There's something else, ain't you?
Why are all of his compliments somewhat condescending? Maybe because he sucks. Are you serious, my guy? You just went in? You thought that giving her a shell would be impressive enough? How thick are you? All right, and they're kissing, and he's... All right. I swear if you get on top of her... Do you see this? If a girl is ever doing this when you're kissing her, that means she doesn't like it. Read the body language, boys. I'm giving you a tip here. If she is not touching you back, and she's just kissing you and she's pulling back, that means she wants no kisses. No kisses. Are you joking? Yeah!
Oh, you think I'm trash, but I'm worth more than a picnic.
Hey, come on.
Yes.
Can't walk from here, it's too far. Please, can I make it up to you?
He makes me so incredibly angry. Honestly, I'm very proud of Kaya in this moment because this also happens in the book where she defends herself. Just because you sent me to a nice first date picnic doesn't mean you just get to get everything out of me. And Tate taught her that. Taught her about that self-worth. Once again, I'm gonna say Tate's a feminist.
It's a great way to see the whole marsh from above.
Okay, at the tower.
Your house is over there, right? Take me there.
Excuse me, how about a question first? Saying, hey, can I come over? Not just like a take me there. Excuse me, sir, since when do you get to make demands?
Look, there's really nothing to see inside.
Oh, what you got on the porch?
Can everybody else can tell that she's uncomfortable, right? This is not her just being shy. This is her being uncomfortable because she was the one who invited Tate to her house. She is the one who said, hey, come on over, come on in. And now there's freaking Chase Andrews over here thinking that he can just take her out on one date and get everything from her? Are you joking? Oh my gosh, the amount of fury that I feel for this man now, witnessing everything that he did in the book, it's reaching a boiling point. I'm so angry. I did not expect to get this angry. I think it's because it's in a shorter frame of time. Because when you're reading a book, it's kind of like line by line situation where you're like, okay, I'm still trying to figure this guy out. But when it's condensed all together, you're able to see a little bit of a full picture sooner. Of course he walks in, because why wouldn't he?
The real deal, ain't you?
And he just throws them on the ground? Kill his ass!
What do you want with me?
Fair.
I think you're gorgeous. Smart as a whip.
Using all these freaking southern phrases like he can get away with it. Oh look, it's the musical genius.
Is it okay if I kiss you now?
Wow, he learned about consent. All right, fine, I will give credit where credit is due. He asked, fine. He did that right. He did one thing right.
Fibers from the calf of the jacket matched exactly. It was found in Miss Clark's residence.
Which you unlawfully entered her property to get. Is nobody gonna bring this up? I really hope this lawyer brings that up because that pissed me off from the beginning.
Would you agree that at any time during the year, fibers of the hat could have been transferred? Yes.
Can't timestamp it.
Dear Miss Clark, if, as you say, your materials are already complete, we hope to edit and publish in record time.
Hey, you're looking at the new manager of Western Auto.
She's getting her goddamn book published. Bro, I hate him.
They're gonna pay you for those drawings. Just don't get too full of yourself, I guess.
Oh my god. I'm gonna have to make a montage of how many times I'm pissed at Chase Andrews.
I want you to know that I'm gonna take care of you.
By being the manager of Western auto shops. He just became the manager and is acting like he has been the manager for 15 years and is like, I'm good to take care of you. Good lord. With that being said, I do not think that being an auto mechanic or working in an auto shop is a bad thing. I think that he just needs to take his own advice and to not be full of himself.
That gives you a nice house while we're married.
Great.
Yeah.
How about we ask the questions first? How about instead of when we get married, you can say, hey, will you marry me? That's called a proposal, Chase Andrews. A proposal. It's like, he is not saying things like, oh, you have to do this or you have to do this. He is phrasing things not as being upfront controlling, but it is controlling. Oh my gosh. Does he really think that he will be able to control a girl that has lived out in the wild her whole entire life? I can't even talk. That's how upset I am at this.
I have to drive over to Asheville. I was thinking you could come.
There's lots of people.
Well, it doesn't matter. You be with me. I know everything. Come on, if we're gonna get married, you need to get out in the world a bit.
He is constantly pressuring her. I feel like I would agree with him if he wasn't constantly pressuring her about every single aspect of her life before this point, about things that were not even important. How often does that actually happen? How often does that happen where you're like coming from outside in a very public place and you're just in each other's faces just going through the door? That does not happen. You get through the door, you walk through the door like a normal person, and then you start that. Even if you're madly in love with each other. Okay, I'm not gonna show this next scene just because it has a little bit more of adult content and I feel like it could be potentially triggering. I am just going to tell you my thoughts about it. Basically, when they get to the hotel, she loses her virginity. From what I have noticed from a lot of different movies, based on just time limitations, they always depict sex in a, honestly, not a realistic view, especially for women. I think that they do give a little bit of like a glimpse into how men work as far as sex goes. For girls, it's not like that. And I think that's something that was very interesting with this scene and the way that it was also written in the book is this is the first time that Kaya has ever had sex in her life. Most women, when they lose their virginity, it's not a fun experience. That is just not something that you are used to. A lot of the times it's painful and you have no idea what your body is doing. So I think that it was great that they showed that Kaya had that experience when having sex for the first time. And Tate was so incredibly careful of just making sure that he wouldn't ruin that experience for her personally on his end. And he even warned her, people are gonna take advantage of you that will just wanna get what they want. And that is exactly depicted in the way that Chase Andrews treats her. I think that that portion, I'm glad that they kept in there because it was really important because it ended up happening to her anyway. And I think this is her first big red flag rather than, of course, him trying to get down with her. At their first date on their picnic, after he gave her a pretty shell, you can tell that Chase's intentions are not good.
It'll feel better for you later. You want to do it?
Kill his ass. I'm about to swear more than I already have been. Oh my god. I'm so excited. I'm so happy that he's dead. Genuinely. I do not feel a single iota of sadness for his death.
It was a single shell hung on a piece of rawhide tied in a tight knot.
The shell necklace that Chase wore every day was missing.
Whoever killed him took it.
She knew she couldn't have it, so she killed him.
Yeah, that was a super easy objection. You kidding me? The worst thing that you can do as a witness is to freak out on the stand. Then your testimony is no longer going to be considered valid by the jury. In fact, I think that it was honestly very dumb for the lawyers to take highly emotional mother that just lost her son to be one of the main witnesses on the stand. They easily could have gotten somebody else to do that, and I feel like it wouldn't have been half as messy. Oh, it's so dainty. It's just a little napkin on my mouth. I'm even proper when I cry. Get over yourself, woman. Cross-examination. Destroy her.
Miss Clark's house was thoroughly searched. The police did not find the necklace.
That's right. Tate.
Bobcat more than every bit of the gas money.
Talk about her like that.
Hell yeah, Tate. Hell freaking. Fight, fight, Fight. There wasn't an actual fight. He just walked away in the book, but I want to fight.
Oh, the college boy.
Who says that? Oh, the college boy. Like it's a bad thing? No one says that, Chase, you idiot. It's not gonna be Chase. It's Tate.
I don't care what you want. I never want to see you again.
I need to talk to you about Chase, okay? He's not good enough for you.
Alright, as much as I love Tate, I do think that this was a poor approach. It's like, oh, so you only came by my house because you're jealous of another guy coming over. I don't think that's what he's meaning to say. I think he genuinely is very concerned about her safety. But the way that he is saying it is making it seem like he's just jealous now that he doesn't have her.
You didn't come back when you promised.
You're right, Kai.
See? At least he knows when she's right.
But the truth is, Kai, everything else that I thought mattered, the scholarships, the grants, the jobs, it means nothing without you. I've been sorry for years.
See, you should have started with that. You should have started with that. You gotta lead into it. The one thing that actually was a little bit different than the book as well, and I'm gonna write this down. So I don't believe that when they first initially started dating, he did the feather in the trunk thing. So basically what ended up happening was they just kind of like knew of each other, ended up talking to each other, you know, like when they were younger kids, they would talk to each other on the boat. They would just kind of run into each other because they both lived in the marsh area. And then the second time that Tate attempts to date Kaya, he starts leaving the feathers down in the tree trunk. Because at that point she published her book and he already knows that she would be extremely interested in that. That was interesting that they switched it. I don't think that it was the worst call though. It kind of made it a fun little connection where both of them really like birds right off the bat. It was a very easy meet cute that I think that if they saved it for later, they would have had to put a lot more context into it. So I actually don't think that that was the wrong call, even though it was a little different.
So I'm here now. Is there any way you could possibly forgive you, Kai?
Honestly, that's a great thing to ask. He's not asking her, can we get back together again? He's asking her, can you forgive me for what I did? He can accept defeat. Thank you. He can take no as a serious answer. Green flag. She still cares about him, but he's respectful.
What you doing in town?
I thought we could celebrate.
You guys know Kai? Sure, yeah, the Marsh Girl.
Nice to meet you, Kai. I'm Chase's fiance.
How would that be to find out you were the other woman? Because I feel like there's a little bit more validation in being the person who was cheated on, but having zero idea that you were the other woman, oh, that would be hard to take in.
Kai, I can explain.
Really?
I know you're here, damn it!
Yeah, because that's how you're gonna get her to come out. Start kicking her furniture and start yelling at her. Oh, this is an interesting parallel that I didn't realize before. He is a mirage of her dad. It's probably why she didn't see a lot of red flags, because she thought it was normal. I'm an idiot.
I had to do life alone, but I knew that.
I wonder if complete isolation and also just not understanding how complex your emotions are and the reasons why emotions and reactions happen the way that they do, that I feel like a therapist would be able to tell you. I wonder if that's why she seems a little bit too dramatic to me. Because sometimes in some of these shots, I'm like, I can't tell if it's just Hollywood trying to romanticize and dramatize heartbreak, which I'm sure that's part of the reason. But also, if you look at the other side of it, she probably has no idea what's happening in her mind because of severe isolation. That affects your mental health deeply. And also, because she's a little bit more learned on the biology standpoint of things rather than, I feel like, the psychology of things, it might be hard for her to understand why she is feeling the way she's feeling.
Jody?
Catherine Danielle Clark. I just didn't think he'd still be here. Mom passed. Mary helped her write a letter to Pa asking if she could come get us. Told her she'd meet us unrecognizable.
I did not realize that. I don't think we ever found out what the letter said. Or did we? What's crazy is that Pa had zero leverage over Ma because he lied. He lied and said that the kids were still there. I mean, for Kaya, that would make sense if he said, oh, everybody left and it's just Kaya and I'm gonna hurt Kaya. I still think she probably would have stayed away, but the fact that he lied and said that he's going to be all of the kids.
She saved up from lawyers and everything, and she got sick.
Kaya Clark.
Leave me alone.
Hells yeah.
Marsh Girl thinks she's too good for you now.
Cause she is.
Thought I
No.
might find you here. I feel bad about how things turned out.
How things turned out.
Mm-hmm.
You know any other man would have tried to change you?
You also tried to change her. Why are you saying that you didn't try to change her? That's all you tried to do the entire relationship. Keep kicking him.
You bother me again, and I'll kill you. I finally understood why Mom had to leave.
Oh my god, it's him again. Why is he looking for her? Psycho? He destroyed her house. Yeah, it's Tate.
Kyle, what happened to your face? Was it Chase?
I was gonna go to Grand Rapids, finally meet my publishers.
Well, you can still go. Don't let him ruin this for you.
I love Tate. But did he do this to you? It's just right. Tate the feminist. Tate the feminist.
It was a chase.
You can't tell anybody. They dragged me into the sheriff's office and then write me up in the papers accusing me of whoring.
This is a very interesting situation that both of them are in. And in the book, what they didn't mention here in the movie is that Kaya was not only worried about herself, but also for Jumpin'. I also thought the concept of racism and of economically being of lower status, both of them are at a complete disadvantage to go get help right now.
But you let me know. You coming and go. Because if I don't see you for a while,
Papa Jumpin'. Jumpin' and Mabel are the real ones. They're the real ones.
You sat down for dinner with Miss Clark. How long did that dinner go on?
At least a few hours.
I don't know if there's a dark side to nature. Just inventive ways to endure.
That becomes really important later.
Jury to be able to hear from you, them to be able to see you, kind of thoughtful person you truly are. I know you have a world of reasons to hate these people.
No, I never hated them. They hated me. They harassed me. They attacked me.
That is a very good point that she's bringing up. She never initiated any sort of negative behavior, any sort of aggressive behavior towards the people of the town. In fact, quite the opposite. She tried to avoid them, be recluse from them, and not bother them. And yet she still ends up in these situations where the problem is pinned on her. She's the one that's being called names. She's the one that is being basically outcast from society without even being in society.
You have always been kind to me. I never forgot.
Oh.
I heard the tall tale told about the Marsh girl. The reality is that she was an abandoned child. And we labeled her and rejected her because we thought she was different. But you must base your judgment on the facts.
What do you think they'll take?
Let's hope they take a good long while.
Is it correct that the jury has reached a verdict?
We have, Your Honor.
We, the jury, find the defendant not guilty.
Miss Clark, you are free to go.
Hey! Initially, the lawyer said, well, the longer that the jury takes to make a decision on if she is guilty or not guilty, he completely made the assumption that if they did it really fast, she would be guilty based on all of the rumors that they had heard about her. So it's really cool to see they came to the conclusion very quickly that all of the facts were completely circumstantial and there was very little to no evidence connecting her to the crime. So I thought, good on the jury. I didn't have faith in them for a while, but they did their duty as citizens of the United States of America. Oh, back home again, home again.
But the only person I had ever truly loved.
Tate! Look at him go, being a little scientist. Oh, yay! Ah, I love Tate. Tate the feminist. Oh, she's like, since I'm of age. Oh, wow, they did not wait. They did not wait a second. I told you, no clothes in the bed. They had sex. Look at how happy he is. Look at how sweet he is.
Were you married?
Oh, wow, that didn't happen in the book. They would do a marriage proposal right then.
Aren't we already like geese?
I can live with that, I guess.
Look at how many books she has. Oh, Jumpin'. They're going through these future events really fast. Look at them. Growing old together in the marsh. How much she did with her life, living in that cute little
I hope
house.
when it is time for me to leave, I will go quick and easy, without making too much noise.
Oh. She saw her mom come back. That wasn't in the book either. That's really cute. Oh no.
It understands that every creature does what it must to survive, and that sometimes, for prey to live, its predator must die.
This is the grand reveal.
And that's where you will always find me, way out yonder, where the crawdads sing.
That took me a lot longer than it was supposed to. I started this movie at 11:30. It's now 4:30. Well, next time I just need to remember to have 2 SD cards ready and all of my batteries charged to 100% and actively have them charging while I am watching my movies. Hi everybody, it is, I am not joking, probably a couple of months after I filmed that whole entire thing. If I thought that watching the film and recording the film took a long time. But anyway, it's all done now. I am still getting used to making movie reviews. I'm still learning a lot of things. I want to do more of these. So all I am trying to say is thank you for your patience while I try and learn this new avenue of recording videos. I hope I can do more of these. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure to give a big thumbs up. If you like it, please comment down below Please comment down below any movies that were based on books that I can read and watch. I would really love to get some more ideas. Sayonara, you guys, and I will see you next time.